In this video, we're going to ask the question, are analog pedals still relevant in the day of modeling amps and effects? Hey guys, this is Dr. McFarland, and thanks for checking out the channel. And today we're looking at three classic style overdrive pedals. We have a Tube Screamer-ish kind of pedal. We have your overall overdrive distortion pedal. Then we have a full-on mega distortion from Boss. So these pedals have a different purpose in the audio spectrum as far as their clipping and the type of overdrive or distortion they provide. And I am running straight into my headrush pedal board using a Bassman amplifier set to a fairly clean sound, and this is what that sounds like with the bridge pickup on my Reverend Warhawk. Alright, so it's clean, but it's still got a good bit of grit to it. And what the sonic harmonic from Midnight 30 Music does is it gives you that classic mid-range hump that really helps push your guitar sound out into a mix. So this is what it sounds like when you engage the sonic harmonic with the gain at 12 o'clock and the volume just a little bit past 12. Now, with most modeling units that you get, you will have some sort of Tube Screamer-ish pedal in there. And sometimes you might even have, 5 or 6 different kinds of Tube Screamer pedals. But no matter what you have, as long as the pedal gives you that mid-range hump, that's really all that matters. So you should be able to take an analog pedal, hit the front end of a modeling amplifier, and it should break up and react the same way that a real tube amp would. So let's listen to that again. Here's the clean sound. Sonic harmonic. And what's cool about analog pedals is a lot of times you'll get extra little clipping options and switches that sometimes the digital counterparts do not have. So if you're the kind of player that likes to turn real knobs and just kind of set and forget, then maybe analog pedals is the way to go. If you're the kind of guy that likes to have a lot of different variations from preset to preset, then having a digital version of that same overdrive or distortion is probably the best way to go for you. Here is the Aria Distortion from Pigtronics. This is a very dirty little pedal, and this is what it sounds like with my clean tone one more time. Alright, very cool. So that is a very unique sound. And unless your digital modeling has that specific kind of sound in it, then usually an analog pedal is going to give you more character and maybe just give you a little bit different nuance than what the digital version can give you. Because when these pedal companies design their pedals, they have a specific outcome and sound in mind. And sometimes it takes a while for the digital companies to catch up with all the new interesting ways that you can breadboard and create those circuits to get different sounds. So let's listen to the distortion again. Here's with the gain slightly low. And here's my clean tone. And the reason why I got this pedal in the first place is because I saw Pete Thorne years ago do a demo where he A/B'd the pedal sound versus a cranked up Bassman. and I swear they sounded pretty much identical. So if you like the sound of a cranked up tube amp, then the distortion is probably your best way to go. And the last pedal is a Mega Distortion from Boss. And this is the MD2. And it has a, let's see here, it has a level, a top bottom, which is your EQ, as a distortion level, and it also has a gain boost. So we have the gain boost all the way down, and we have our bass and treble about 12 o'clock. Let's just put everything at 12 o'clock and see what happens here. This is with the pedal off. And with the pedal on. Alright, so that's a very hard clipping kind of sound. And I don't really care what the words say on the pedal. It's all about how it sounds, right? So to me, this is a very thick, juicy sounding distortion pedal. And you could probably play some Nirvana on this, or all kinds of, 90s grunge or thrash, or even some 80s metal if you wanted to, okay? So you can have a totally clean sound on your amp, kick this pedal in, and instantly get into that JCM 800, modded, souped up Marshall kind of tone, or maybe like a Mezzo Boogie or other high gain amp kind of tones. So let's listen to it one more time here. Here's the clean sound. All right, great. Now let's see what happens if we stack the sonic harmonic on top of the Mega Distortion. So here's the Mega Distortion by itself. Alright, very cool. So true to its nature, the Tube Screamer-ish type pedal is going to push those extra mids into the next gain stage, and in this case is the Mega Distortion. And you can hear that mid-range gets bumped up in the frequency of the pedal, and your overall sound just kind of blooms and comes alive a little bit more. So let's listen to that one more time. Here's the Mega Distortion by itself. Alright, so it's kind of scooped, and here's the sonic harmonic. Alright, very cool. Let's listen what that sounds like in front of the distortion. So here's the aria with a little bit of gain. All right, very cool. So I like having analog pedals. I've used them for years, and they are a great way to kind of dial in your sound very quickly without having to go through a lot of menus and digital parameters. It's just bend over, tweak a knob, and you can get that instant gratification of finding your sound very quickly. So here's 3 examples that I have. Check out your closet or your drawer. You might have some old stomp boxes laying around. Just take them out, hook them all up, and see what kind of sounds you can come up with. And I think stomp boxes definitely do have a place in the guitar market today, just for the sheer fact that there's so many great pedal and amp makers out there, and they can all put their own sonic stamp on their own pedal. And sometimes you just can't recreate that in the digital realm. So I am Dr. McFarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking. So if you want to see great content all in one place, be sure to check out drmcfarlandstudios.com. Keep rocking.